here with Pavel.
Hi.
And
Stefan.
And you're a map editor.
Yeah, I'm map designer here.
Map designer in charge, currently working on
Scandinavian DLC.
Scandinavian Map. So what are we looking at?
We are close to Oslo. There is some approaching road to Oslo.
So this is a top-down view of Oslo, and you can just switch straight into 3D.
Yeah, well, I have to orient myself. There's some kind of approach to city.
Looks very nice. Are the textures and the things that you see in the objects you see, are they the same as in Eurotruck and Going East, or are they kind of new textures and objects been brought in?
Sure, we have almost all objects are new with new technology.
Really?
Done, and it's completely from new assets. We are also going to have some new cargoes and companies and so on.
So new cargoes, new companies, lots of new assets. And roughly how many cities are we going to get?
We have something like 20 cities and 10 ports.
20 cities and 10 ports.
So
That's quite a big expansion then.
it's meant to.
I must admit, it looks really nice. So, I mean, how long does it take to put something like this together? And how many people are doing it?
Well, we are working almost or more than 1 year. On this,
More than a year? Wow.
More than 1 year in 6 map designers or so. Sometimes more, sometimes less. It was changing during the development.
So do you get the real map? Do you actually sit there and look at a real map and work out roughly where everything is, or do you look at, do you zoom in and look at mountains and say, oh, that looks like a good mountain, that tunnel there, we need to bring in that bridge, and incorporate it and then shrink it down? Or do you sort of use a bit of artistic license and say, well, here's 2 cities and we'll skip that bit?
It's some mixture between those 2 approaches, because time to time we have to use some license to simplify the situation, because if we are limited with map scale and so on.
Yeah.
But we have a set of some places where we would like to get as close to reality as possible. And so then we are trying to have it as much real as possible.
Right.
Here we are still under Oslo. This tunnel under.
That is a huge tunnel.
City, yeah. Here we can go, for example, to the harbor or marina, or what is it? Sure. Yeah,
Have you got anything in here that, I mean, I know you mentioned new textures and new objects and stuff. Have you actually got anything new that we've never seen before? Some kind of random animation going on, perhaps a crane moving around, something that is unusual and different, something to watch out for. Do you need to say what it is? Maybe, a little Easter egg surprise there that we could go and look for.
Actually, all those new assets are in.
All the assets in there.
But something special, maybe.
Because I have seen in some maps, or admit it, third-party maps, where just like cranes just moving in the background and picking things up, putting them back again. Is there any that kind of stuff going on?
Well, we don't have prepared yet animated cranes, so it's in some asset list to do. But we have some static cranes only now.
Yeah.
So I cannot show you something animated yet.
In terms of the sky that you're seeing, then is that a normal sky? You've brought any new sky textures into it?
Well, I have on my computer still sky used in all releases we have, but we are working on some beta system too.
Yeah.
And there will be new skybox and so on. But it's still in progress, so it's on my colleague's computer maybe.
Okay.
You can see it then. Oh.
So a lot of people have never seen this editor, myself included. So how easy is it to use? How easy to just take something in your palette of objects and just drop it in, move it in position? Is that how you do it? Does it give you tools to create roads and?
We have such content browser where you can somehow clearly see all assets.
Right. So you just pick your asset basically.
Yeah, I pick asset, but it takes really long time to orient in our asset library because we have tons of objects.
Yeah.
So
Are these the tools that?
people who start here, they are really half a year just working to get closer to editor and.
It's that complicated.
Yeah.
So I mean, obviously there's a big modding community around Eurotruck. So are they using these same tools that you're using now?
Yeah.
Yeah. And they would have had to have gone through the same learning curve that you've gone through. So 6 months to get up to speed using the editor.
I'm sorry, I didn't much understand this.
Jestli to trvá půl roku, než se lidi naučí i venku. I think.
I am not sure because those people are crazy and they really work all night on something on their maps.
It really depends internally too. We have some people coming here with previous experience from other projects, and they may be reasonably efficient in a month.
Yeah.
And then somebody really struggles with the problem. They may be talented people,
Yeah.
but still our tools may feel alien to them.
Yeah.
So the learning curve is very steep for them.
But are these tools that you guys built? So do you
Yeah.
build all your own tools to use in the game?
Yeah. Actually, the editing tools for the map have been always a part of the binaries for the game since 10 years ago.
Yeah.
They were always shipping with the game, just not openly exposed, but they were always hiding there, and people could just edit one file in the configuration, one line in the configuration file, and have the editor pop up at them and change the world or create a new one from scratch.
Yeah.
So whatever we use, people out there can use to exactly the same power,
Yeah.
exactly the same tools, and we don't create something special, something crippled just for the community to work with.
But I mean, that's like a general philosophy, isn't it, at SCS? You kind of build tools, you build games, and then allow people to just extend them. Your games are quite open in terms of modability, and you even give people the tools to do it.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't claim that our primary goal is for the community to be super happy. It just happens that we like them and we try to do what we can, but we cannot be excessively dedicating too much resources to just that, because then we wouldn't be able to do anything on our own.
Yeah, sure. The tools have got to be good enough, but not over the top.
But actually, what we build for ourselves, we eventually make available for the community too.
Yeah.
So part of it is this world editing stuff. Another part of it is this ever-going project, it seems now, for model and truck and the asset editing package that we want to give to the community eventually, but that's still not yet ready.
Fantastic. So what is the colleague over here doing then? Thank you very much, by the way.
He's now working in science in Scandinavia.
Tak můžeme se tě podívat, nechat navštívit, něco ukázat. So you see the sign database. That's the signs we're making ready for use in Scandinavia.
So these are all brand new assets created just for Scandinavia. And you've done that because Scandinavia has completely different signs to the rest of Europe?
Well, each country has a little variation. In theory, they should be all recognizable. In practice, every country is a little different in the shapes and colors and some variations. So even in the old Eurotruck world, there were differences, but back then we didn't have the capacity to go really deep into the details. Maybe you can recognize in the UK that we have the motorway signs different than in Germany, but here we went quite deeper into the details to have big variety of the actual signs. So we are raising the bar with the attention to detail.
I was looking at this and thinking, wow, it looks fantastic. I mean, I'd actually want to fly a plane over this, never mind drive a truck, because the scenery is beautiful. So what are you actually working on at the moment then? Is it just, are you in the polishing stage now, or is it?
Yeah, because at first we need to put there some layout of the roads and then we are navigating everything. But we have problem that we can't navigate all roads because we don't have all the cities in the map. So
Right.
we have to always navigate only for the cities we have. So that's why we are doing it now. It's the finalization of the game. And
Yeah. So when you finish playing in the editor, do you then jump straight into the game and drive down the road to test it, kind of thing?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. And then obviously when it's all connected up, you give it over to the testers to say, right, go and find the problems with this map, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And do they just test to see if there's gaps in the map, or are they actually looking for errors? Are they looking for, I mean, what kind of things are tester
They
doing?
are looking for everything.
Yeah. Signs that shouldn't be there.
Yeah, we have still a lot of bugs also for old Europe, which we are fixing in the time. So,
So imagine testing's quite a big job as well.
yeah, of course, we have a lot of guys who are testing for us, like not only internal but also external.
Yeah.
And
You've got quite a big community of beta testers, haven't you?
I can tell you how many people is testing for us.
Well, we have over 100 people in the. Like we're invited and have access to some exclusive communication channels with us and have access to overnight builds. So the community is now a big part of our creative pipeline because we can rely on having quick feedback for many things that we try.
Yeah.
We didn't have that capability in that extent a year or two ago. So our hope is that now that we create this much new stuff, that this bandwidth will show, and we will get lots of help with that. People are eager to get their hands on it. We just need to finish a little bit here and there to have the economy working in this world, in this new part of the world, and then first our community testers are going to be exposed to it, and eventually, in a few months, hopefully the DLC itself will find its way to our whole player community for
I think
release.
I think everybody's looking forward to this particular DLC. It's quite a big change over going east, isn't it? I mean, in terms of size alone, it's quite a big chunk.
Yeah.
I think you're gonna have many sort of ferry crossings and stuff in it. How many ports have we got?
Too many ferries and too many ports.
It's quite a broken up landmass,
I
isn't
think
it?
yesterday we just discussed this problem that because in reality there is so many ferries between just northern Germany and northern Poland and the Scandinavian countries and the ferries to the UK too, and it would be possible for the players to abuse this to just sort of
jump around.
teleport between the destinations and quickly deliver stuff.
Yeah.
So we are sorting out how to do whether we should have timetables that make sure that the frequency of the available ferries. It's not like you come and you're served. You have to wait for 12 hours until the next ferry arrives. But then people could still sleep through it and still quickly churn the cargoes through the system. So we are finding ways to actually make sure, if we have so many ferries, that people actually drive on all those highways that we spent so much time creating, rather than just sail around through a ferry.
I must admit though, I do like the idea of having ferries that leave at scheduled times. And that brings open the idea that if you have a breakdown, you need to get recovered, or you have an accident and you need to get recovered, then you're going to miss your ferry crossing. If you miss your ferry crossing, you have to wait for the next one. That's going to add a few hours to your job. It may make you late. I like the idea of that, and I think the community would probably like the idea of that because it's a little bit more simulation-like. But yeah, I see the problem. If you've got too many ferry crossings, you could just abuse it.
And it's very hard for us for planning of the expected times of delivery for the cargoes when you have more unannounced than there were before, when you have to see if the ferry will be or will not be available at the time the player may come to the port. Should we add some waiting time, which would make the cargo too easy to deliver?
Yeah.
Or on the other hand, if we don't, maybe it will be impossible to deliver the cargo in time, and the player will not be to blame. He will just be unfortunate in picking the cargo and get penalized for being late. So we need to improve the planning system for the cargos. We need to improve the AI support for the navigation support for the ferries to properly compute the expected arrival times.
So what was this again? Look at that.
It's
Hang on, just go back to that a second.
okay.
How many exits are there off that?
3 exit, but here we have one closed because we are not going there.
And this is inside a mountain,
Yeah, it's inside.
and this exists in real life.
Yeah, it will be more blue. The light is not finished yet, and also the texture maybe will be different. But
It's amazing.
from you are going here on big bridge, and again into tunnel where is same roundabout.
And does it again. And
Yeah.
is that part of the bridge?
Yeah, it's the whole complex.
Cool. I look forward to driving that.
We are struggling there with bike path because on the bridge is bike path, and we didn't know what to do with it in the tunnel. And
There's actually a bike path on that bridge.
yeah, and you,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
it's just going away in the tunnel.
It's going somewhere here into the darkness now.
If you're on a bicycle there, how far are you from the nearest city? I mean, what are you doing there on a bicycle?
I think very far, but there are a lot of small villages, so
Yeah, just people riding around. Fantastic scenery though, isn't it? Look at that. I must admit, I would actually want to motorcycle that though, not bicycle that. I'm a little bit lazy. Rather have an engine.
yeah, and here is also a very unique layout because the tunnel is going like around again, and you are going to the top of the mountain.
Oh, the tunnel sort of spirals inside the mountain.
Yeah. And here is some big waterfall which is not done yet, but it's prepared for it. Also some real place in Norway.
I know there's an awful lot of Scandinavian people that watch the stream, so I know they're going to be looking forward to this.
Yeah,
Just the idea, because they know how beautiful their country is, and they're going to be able to drive around that. That's fantastic.
always we release some screenshot from real place. The fans are recognizing what place is it, so it's very good for us that.
Yeah. Oh, they'll pick you up on it if it's wrong. I mean, guaranteed.
Here you are going on the top of the mountains or fjord.
That's wonderful. There's so many trees. I see why you tried to optimize it for trees now. What are those lines? Are they sort of to do with the map editor showing you different sectors or something, those white lines? Are they cables or what are they?
What you mean this? Or
No, they're sort of...
Water.
This is old assets still here, but
Those white lines I can
Pumping
see.
station for water.
The thin white lines cutting across the screen. Are they cables?
yeah, you mean
Yeah, these
those-
things, what are they?
That's the
That's
some
them.
editor
Right.
things for.
So what are they for?
It's our cut paints. It's some optimization stuff, so we can make invisible this part when you put something like this here. So
All right, so it's like cutting across sectors of the map so that it can not draw stuff.
it's part of our streaming system.
Yeah, that's cool.
South of Stockholm.
So how do you say that? Because I always get that wrong.
I think would be Södertälje, south of Stockholm.
Right, and this
But
is
I'm
the
not
Scania
Swedish,
factory.
so-
No, I'm not either. I'm always getting pulled up for my pronunciation. So this is the Scania factory, but it's based on real life photographs. So this is actually what it looks like.
Almost.
Almost.
some license.
Of course. But What was it you were saying about being able to take a job from here?
Yeah, we could. The player can arrive to the factory, and as a cargo to pick from this factory, he can get a load of 2 tractors, fresh off the manufacturing plant, and deliver them to a truck dealer anywhere across Europe, to a Scania truck dealer, of course. So we will have this new type of cargo where you are delivering parts to the factory and bringing new trucks out of the factory for delivery.
That's really cool. And that's Scania, and you're also doing the same thing for the Volvo
And
factory.
Volvo factory will be there too.
And the same principle, you'll be able
Same
to take parts
principle,
to
yeah.
it and take...
Eventually it would be great if we revisit the old European areas,
Yeah.
because there is 5 more truck brands in the game, and
Yeah.
make more factories like this, but these Scandinavian brands are the first to get this new treatment. So we hope that it will be a feature that people will find interesting.
That's gonna be my first job, that is. I'm gonna go straight to the Scania factory. In my Scania.
I've been there twice, and you can really recognize the place.
I'll bet. Yeah, so next time you go, you don't mind if I just hide in your suitcase or something, and just, just hang out at the Scania factory. Brilliant. So this is the Volvo. Volvo, how do you say that city?
Gothenburg? Göteborg?
Göteborg?
I don't know. I have no idea. So this is actually just the personal gate entrance that we are not supposed to deliver anything to or from. And this is the terminal where you deliver parts or where you pick the new vehicles from.
Brilliant. So is that actually where you're going to, though?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, not inside, not too deep inside, but this is where you unload
Yeah.
the parts when you bring them in.
Looks really good.